Hey guys, this is Rich. We're going to take a look at how to install the Wolverine Airsoft HYDRA into a G&G M14. Here we have the EBR version. The installation in the standard version is really basically the same with the exception of how you route the wiring and a little bit how you route the airline. You can see we already have the installation done here. We're going to tear it down, take a look at what we did, and how to get this installed. Alright, so we got the gun halfway taken apart here. I want to say a word about the wiring. In the EBR, this is how you want to run your wiring. You can see it runs in the wire track that's cut out already. We have the jumper board set up down where the motor would be. The little bit tricky part in getting it actually back in the gun is keeping the wiring in there, and you need to run the wiring down low enough that it doesn't interfere with the cutoff lever here. So you see how we have it run kind of down and below the cutoff lever. So that's where you want it to sit, just kind of right there in the gun. You can see the selector switch we have installed here. So this is wired normally open. You can see so this is semi, and then this is auto. You can see we just engage with the cutoff lever there. Simply drill a little hole there with the included drill and your self-tapping screw, tap it in place, kind of rotate it till it lines up, and then we run the wiring from there through this hole here. That just keeps everything clean and close to the body and inside the gearbox as much as possible, and then out to the jumper board here. You can see the trigger wiring as well is soldered right here into the stock trigger, runs up, back through the same hole, again down to the jumper wire. And we just put a little piece of heat shrink around everything down there to hold it kind of together in the area where the gearbox is so nothing gets caught. We're going to go ahead and take it the rest of the way apart now and see what it looks like on the inside. Alright guys, so we took out the prototype HYDRA we had in there, and we got our nice shiny new production model here. Comes in the package with the airline, so you'll just thread the airline into the back here. 5/16 inch wrench. Doesn't have to be real tight, and it doesn't matter which way it's bending when you get it on there. It's very flexible, it'll bend either way. So there's no significant modifications needed to the gearbox. You may find that it's necessary to remove a small amount of material right in here, right in front of the airline. We removed just a tiny bit. We actually removed about 10 times as much as we needed. Really just needed to take a tiny bit off there, and that lets the HYDRA sit down in there. So you can see how the wires get routed coming up through the bushing opening there, and then they run back out here to the junction. So let's go ahead and plug this in, and there she goes. The airline just runs right out where same place the wires do and goes out there. Just make sure nothing gets caught. Back together, and you're set. Alright guys, so just a couple of comments here about how this would look different if this was a standard version instead of an EBR. The wire harness would not be turned around here and run to the front. Instead it would just run to the back. It would go out to the stock. And the other thing you would have to do is you'd have to drill a hole in the bottom of the grip in the stock. On the EBR, there's a path that you can take the line straight out the back, and it comes out right underneath the stock, so there's no need to modify that. But on the standard stock, you'd have to drill a 3/8 inch hole. Okay, so she's all back together. You can see we have semi, auto, nice functioning bolt and bolt catch. The electronics are stored in here. The front handguard, you can see right there, they fit easily. On the EBR, you do have to take the screws out to get to them, but they fit in there. There's plenty of room in there. You can see this is where the airline comes out right underneath the stock. Doesn't interfere with anything about the stock operating as far as that goes. That's it. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments and we'll answer them as best we can. Thanks.